I hate you.
La honk.
La honk.
What?
Hey, party people.
What's up, party people?
Said count us in. I'm back, so it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What else?
Yeah, but it's not. You gotta go 5, 4, 3.
Do you?
Clearly, if anything, we have proven that you do not have to. So
Exactly.
I don't have it pulled up.
Especially since I did that perfectly last week and then didn't come in.
Well,
I think it was the second half.
Tonight's episode of A Sinner's Dream. I am your DM Chuck, and this is all of my, chuckle fucks that we're gonna jerk around tonight. Tonight's episode is brought to you by VTT, the most powerful VTT out there. It is self-hosted, which is one of its main draws for most people because you don't have to worry about connecting to somebody else's servers that may or may not go down, and it's a very, very powerful tool that is completely mod community supported. Vanilla Foundry is already fantastic in and of itself, but if you want to have your crisp, clean, perfect VTT, I guarantee you can find mods that will fit everything you're looking for your Foundry. Next up is, of course, Foundry. Foundry is self-hosted, so you're going to need somewhere to host it unless you're a system admin, so you're going to be looking for forge-vtt.com, the best place to host your Foundry services. They have over 200 nodes worldwide to make international games like this one perfect and seamless for all of our players, from rolling digital 3D dice to me needing to actually support everything with all of my different sounds that I've got, all the different battle maps that I make for this, so on and so forth. There's tons of storage on the world builder tier, I believe. And JD, I figured out why I don't ever see those invoices, and it's because I do the yearly subscription like a smart person, and occasionally, like once per year, get surprised by a pretty nice bill. Anyway, but you save money that way. It's great. Don't even touch this storage. Go check them out. Tonight's episode is also
what is it? $100?
It's like, I want to say it's like I think mine was 140 in total.
Cool.
I'd have to check.
It's not bad at all.
Not at all. For the amount of storage.
What's your D&D Beyond bill?
Anyway, don't want to talk about that one. So yeah, then we've got Tabletop Audio. Our friends over there do a great job of taking care of a lot of ambiances, a lot of great background tracks. You can go to their website and download a modicum of different sounds, but if you want some more customized stuff, you can go over to their Patreon, pay $3 and download everything there, and then support the artist doing the work, which is a great thing. We're also fans of Midnight Syndicate here, and their more orchestral, darker tones that I play here specifically on A Sinner's Dream from time to time. Michael Gelfi is also fantastic for for some of those more like natural background noises, like people talking, yada yada yada. JD, you're up.
Elf eggs are our channel points. Spend them, 2,000, much like Justin just did. We'll get you a set of Da Vinci Sanctum dice. That is also, coincidentally, a $140 set of dice from Dice Envy.
They're really pretty.
They're nice. They're nice
They're
dice.
very nice.
Just click the
Nice
buttons.
dice.
Click the buttons.
Nice.
Spend the
That's
elf
nice.
eggs. If you're confused about what an elf egg is, again, please tweet at OAdelaide and ask her if your elf egg is real or not. Thank you. And may God have mercy on her soul.
They're not real. I just want you all to know now. It's not real.
What's
Also,
your
it doesn't
what is
get
your
you-
problem
It
with
doesn't
elf
get you
eggs?
the dice. It gets you an entry to win the dice. Okay, you need to be very
It's-
clear about these
yeah,
things.
but you can't
JD,
win if you
because
don't elf
that's
egg.
a lawsuit.
You can't win if you don't elf egg.
That's true. Spend your elf eggs.
Wait. Elf egg is now
Potentially
a
get the
verb?
dice.
Yes.
Yeah.
It has been for
Yeah.
quite some time.
Yeah.
Oh, God. This is what happens when I miss a month traveling and Dragon Con and shit like that. Oh, God. I
Don't
leave,
hold back.
everything goes to hell.
Don't be a Trevor. Spend your elf eggs.
What?
Don't hoard them.
I spent them on Thursday during Plastic Cougar. Damn it! I have 980. I have to wait till the end of the damn
Why are you
thing.
getting so
Hey, we
mad?
have the same amount. I have 984.
I have a little infinity symbol, so you know.
That's because you're the streamer.
Back to you, Chuck.
Give me that radio recap.
Oh God.
Pleasant tasting, too. Here's all you do. Here, there's a better, brighter, self-polishing floor wax.
Your wife? I should say not. You mean you don't care if her hands get all rough and red from dishwashing?
This is Kasmar Radio News. I am Cooper Castleberry. The celebration is in full swing down in Solvarin Park. Be sure to swing through and see the large Zeppelin before launch and enjoy the roving tastes of Kasmar. Grab a ticket to ride that massive wheel. I heard you can see the docks from the top. With the construction completed on the main track through Kasmar, routes are expected to return to normal by the end of the next week. The city of Kasmar has made notice to place all of your refuse out in their usual places and are going to be running bulk pickup for free for the next month. We have free giveaways. You can't get rid of me that easily. And now to Bart with sports.
What the fuck? That fucker is dead.
Adelaide, you want to give me a better recap of 2 weeks ago?
So I didn't listen to it. I didn't have it pulled up, but I think I'm missing a lot of notes from this past time. But so we started out with Harold and Beta checking out these blood bullets. Turns out they're made of dragon blood and quick scarlet.
Mm-hmm.
And I can essentially just kind of try and microdose it to get a little bit of an immunity to it. So I started doing that. Got super sick, but it's fine. I have wish spell ? It's been 2 weeks. I don't know what that means. Anyway,
I got you on that one.
Thank you.
I know what it means.
You gonna do it now or after?
After. Go ahead.
Okay. Wilhelm goes to see Jesse, also about the bullets. And then and then he takes the kids out for burgers at Harry's. It was fun, just a dad out with his 2 gremlin children. And the frenemy from the chapel, the saint, shows up, talks to everybody.
Very presumptuous name.
Yeah. Kind of an asshole. Anyway.
That's not the kind of nickname someone gives you. That's the kind of nickname he gave himself.
Yeah, he definitely gave that to himself. They talk about Regani and Wilhelm. Copper goes to go see his friend in the park, and we all head for the boats to see about hitching a ride up. I have notes of awkward convo. Oh, that's right. There was kind of an intervention there, where everybody's like, y'all clearly like each other. And Beta's like, I thought he hated me. So that's fun. Wilhelm speaks to Senior, the Kenku arms dealer, who's involved in the Circle of Chemicals. Very shady kind of guy, but very interesting. And Harold's familiar follows and stalks some Kenku children. And that's where we left off last time.
And the wish spell thing was, so Wilhelm and Harold had previously been working on figuring out, well, Harold was working to figure out how to stop Regani or to separate separate Wilhelm from Regani. And Wilhelm was, at the same time, actually researching how to take Regani's power from him. And the way he wanted to research doing that was the wish spell, of which we found some mention in Harold's 3-book fiction section. It was one of the 3 fiction materials that Harold has as a child's book from his early years.
Also, there was a cabin on an ice lake, and
Yes,
No.
it was
There was not.
it was
No
stolen,
such thing.
and that was in Kasmar's Feywild, which, as we all
And
know,
that did
is
not
rural modern
happen?
Canada.
magical world
No.
of Canada.
Canada.
Listen, people are gonna believe what the people believe.
So I want to start tonight off. Thank you guys so much for giving such a wonderful recap. I blocked
That was
out the last
100%
little quarter.
accurate and factual.
But it's whatever. Tonight, I want to start us off with a bit of a character check-in because I haven't done one in a little while, and it feels like a good spot to do so. So, Copper.
I'm always first.
You're not always first.
This is the second time it's happened, and I was first both times, but it's okay. Go ahead.
It's alphabetical order.
You're right next to me in the
true.
chat, so it's like anyway. Not like
Okay, ready.
anyway. All right, so tell me where Copper's head is at. Kind of moving forward. What's his perspective on things?
Copper's definitely feeling some anxiety right now. I don't think he really clocked the idea that maybe the kids that he knows could be affected by what's happening. But with Devin missing, he's feeling really nervous, but he doesn't want to like show his hand about that really. So that's why he's not really talking about it to like anybody except the other kids. But he's definitely keeping an eye on that and feeling nervous about it, especially because he was kind of excited about the idea of helping to maybe try and get them off the street now that he has this job. So.
Okay. Where do you think what is his gut reaction to what he's heard about this red drake so far?
I think instinctually he's like, I don't want to be involved with this and wants to like get out and away from it. But he's like becoming very inspired by his new crew, and he wants to be maybe more brave than he's been in the past. And I think he probably feels like fearful and is trying to push past that and, you know, seem brave to everybody else as well.
Okay. How far is Copper currently willing to go to ensure the safety of Devin?
I think that he feels really attached to these kids, and I don't think he knows it yet, but I think he would do whatever he had to do.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How does he feel about the celebration happening? What's his thoughts on this whole like festival at the
festival
launch
surrounding
of
the balloon?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's like thought about it too much, other than enjoying the what did him and Veda have? It was cotton candy, right? I think he enjoyed the cotton candy. I don't think
it's either that or funnel cake.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually really thought about it too much because of what was happening with Senior. It feels a little showy for him, maybe. It's not something he would usually go to.
He wouldn't go to possibly pull some change from people's pockets.
Well, maybe that, but you know, the fact that he's going to this festival to actually like do festival things is definitely out of his wheelhouse.
Okay. Thank you. Harold.
Yes.
Where's Harold's head at?
Oof. So Harold has had a bit of a time lately, obviously, having been near dead again. And then the whole business with like all of a sudden his arms were glowing and memories were being erased, and the whole 0.04 of Kasmar's population is synths, essentially. We're being replaced. So that, and then on top of all of that, we've got Wilhelm asking about 9th level, you know, demigod tier magic. like reality bending magic to try and potentially take all this power. And as much as Harold thinks he trusts and wants to trust that Wilhelm is wanting to do it for the right reasons and, just take this out of the hands of someone who's clearly misusing that power, there's definitely there's a non-zero chance that, what happens when Wilhelm gets a hold of that power. Is it going to be, if we're successful on the, slim to no chance that we're successful, what's next?
Wilhelm, an all-powerful Wilhelm.
Look upon me in despair.
Lord of the Rings. Great show.
Fantastic. Here's an interesting question. Is Harold do you think that Harold has considered those new blood bullets and the implications of what other kinds of bullets there could be?
Well, Justin hadn't until this very moment, but Harold certainly would have.
Would he consider like synthesizing any
No.
and experimenting?
Okay. Yes, for the sake of finding out the limitations of such things.
Okay.
But not for the sake of use. Like, he's not going to make Mac a bandolier of, dragon ending bullets or, were creature ending bullets. It's just not in his nature. It's a wee bit eugenic to me.
That answered a lot of my questions that I have. You did a pretty good job of kind of explaining where his head was at. Yeah, I don't have anything else for Harold, I don't think. Any last thoughts?
I think Harold is caught in this space between, I have somewhere between 3 and 6 friends. I want them to be okay. I want to make them successful in their endeavors. I want all of this to be, as it should be. But I don't think Harold is fully aware that he cannot do that without trusting everybody else is in the same headspace, because he can't do it on his own. He's not powerful enough. He's not strong enough. He doesn't know anyone who is. Well, he knows 2 people that theoretically might be, but they're currently the problem right now. They're on opposite ends of the problem.
Am I Harold? Am I actually?
Was that JD or Wilhelm talking?
That was JD.
Thank you, Justin. Adelaide.
Yes.
What is Veda's mental state?
Confused. She is a little bit worried about, not even a little bit worried, very worried about the implication of these bullets, and what that means for her. I don't think she's even really worried about vampires in general. She just figures, like, vampires are strong, they can fight. But even though she's clearly a competent fighter, she still is like, she's a lover, not a fighter. So she's worried about that. Very confused why everybody thinks there's something going on between Wilhelm and her, because she fully believes that he doesn't hate her, but feels like things would be easier in his life if she was not there. Like, it complicates things with Regani. So she feels very guilty about that. And it's just like, why are you all acting so weird? Like, you know, this is not happening. And little less freaked out about the hospital situation since she knows they weren't after Georgie, but I think that gave her a big scare. And also feeling a little more competent after that fight.
That's reasonable.
Max rubbing off on her a little bit. Especially since she's staying at his house now.
Oh God.
It's hard to get the pelt smell out of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Fire is very cleansing.
Who does Veda have any suspects on who she thinks has her mom's soul?
I don't think I've thought about this before. Say what?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
After the kobold attack on the hospital, and knowing that they theoretically eat people, she doesn't know what eating means. Like, we don't know what that entails. Like, are they eating souls? Are they drinking their blood? Are they just popping them in like little sardines? So she thinks there's a chance that could be connected. Like, maybe they're looking for like powerful souls, or maybe like they're mostly getting kids, I think. So like maybe it's like easily corruptible souls. I don't know. Something weird's happening, and especially with the vampire bullets. So, and her mom's a vampire. So
okay. Yeah, that's all I got for Veda. You covered pretty much everything I was going to ask.
Okay.
Thank you. Wilhelm.
Hey.
Where's his head at?
So I think, we've talked about this a little bit outside of the stream, right? But I mean, obviously he's very, in this moment, just very, very angry and sad at the same time, right? Because we talked, like, he was made into this weapon, like, from childhood, and then was taught his entire life to repress it and do everything he could to keep it from literally destroying everything around him, right? So he learned all these things, and Tristan taught him all this stuff to be a shield and to protect everyone around him, but now he's just like, doesn't matter, right? Because Regani's going to come in, and the others don't know. Veda's not the first time it's happened. It's just the first time as an adult that it's happened. And now I think with the Veda thing, I again, for Wilhelm, he's almost in the same boat, because it's like, how could Veda ever have feelings for Wilhelm? Because he's, I'm literally a weapon, right? Like who would love a weapon? Mac. Like, bad people love weapons, right? Like, that's not right. I mean, that's
excuse me.
It's like the same, like,
he saw the snacks on the table and was like, "This man's gonna die."
So, right. So it's very hard, and he sees Veda as this just incredibly kind and big-hearted person. It's a very idealistic view of, what he's been fighting for his whole life, and now, despite his best efforts, has killed all these people, right? And it's eating him alive. So,
yeah.
And that's where he wants to take Regani's power, because he doesn't deserve it. And I very much believe that no matter what I do for myself, somebody else is just going to have to live through what I've lived through, and it's just not fair. So the only way I can stop it is to actually stop Regani, and I can't kill him.
Is there any question in Wilhelm's mind about whether or not he will succeed in his goal?
I think Wilhelm believes that ultimately, if it and I think the Blue Streak confirmed this, if it comes down to sacrificing himself to stop Regani, he'll do it. So I think he'll be successful. Does he think he'll survive it? No.
Change gears slightly.
Veda's mom. People are trying to figure out how to be immortal, like the vampires.
That's. I wasn't gonna ask that, but that's a great bit too. Thanks for that opinion. I was gonna ask similar to what I asked Eli about Copper. Where do you how far do you think Wilhelm is willing to go in this current endeavor?
I mean, I think we outlined it, right? To protect these people, to protect Veda and Eli and or Copper and Pip and Harold, he'll, whatever it takes.
Cool. Thank you, JD. Mr. Dillon. Pip Dap. Pimp Dap. Where's your head at?
So in the moment, right now, where we left off, just super utter focus, blending in, all that fun stuff. But in general, I would say is kind of a nervous energy, maybe a little paranoia, anxious. The meeting with Regani kind of highlighted how ill prepared they are for big threats. So Pip is essentially kind of following his newfound crew and just trying to be prepared as possible in order to save what little he has found. Just constantly keeping a lookout for anything that might give a small little frog an advantage.
What's his opinion of the Vapor at the moment?
Avoid at all costs. Tenuous ally. Might be willing to do, something. Might be willing to trade something. It's kind of like a throw at a problem as a last resort.
Yeah.
Not really as a get out of jail free card. He's wary of anything given to him. Just I don't know why this powerful being has any interest. I think we're in good graces. If we need her, we can use her.
Has he questioned, I can't remember, has he questioned why Mac is involved at all?
Sort of. He knows that Mac has talked to her, and so I think Pip has assumed that you can't say no to a dragon, and the dragon has made requests. So that's just kind of the assumption. It's no good, bad. There's no ulterior motive. It's just, we met the dragon. The dragon is intimidating. Mac understands that. And, obviously he's been given a task as well.
Sure. One does not simply say no to a dragon.
I'm telling you, man, 12 feet of solid gold just smashed it like glass.
How attached do you think he is to Copper already in the short time that he's known him?
I wouldn't say as much as everybody else, but
Sure.
There's definitely a kinship there, being from the same place, having a lot of the same experiences. It's kind of like finding. It's almost like finding out you have a sibling and then getting to meet them and being like, "This is pretty cool. Don't mess it up." That kind of thing.
Sure.
Yeah. So tenuous but hopeful.
Okay. Okay. That's all I got. Thanks.
Yep. Happy to help.
see. Trevor.
Yeah.
As Mac is sucked from Padre's former pad, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Motherfucker, already?
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. Look, I was kind of kidding about the backup care.
Chuck's out for blood.
Oh, that's not bad. 14 plus 3, 17.
17. Cool. I don't know that Mac has ever teleported before, but this sensation is gut-wrenching here in Kasmar in particular. It is not for the weak of stomach. As you are collapsed inward, you can feel that shift of position physically happen before you just as the air disperses around you. That bit of vertigo that you have takes a moment for your eyes to shift before you find yourself standing in a T-cross hallway of white marble with silver and gold filigree. Above you, light shines from a massive chandelier that looks like it is made of small crystalline teardrops.
Familiar, I take it.
Spats
Yeah.
and his two friends disperse from the trench coat. And he just kind of looks at the other two and just goes, "Go. We'll be there in a second." And the two of them take off down the hallway.
Is it normally that kind of, herky whenever you do that teleport thingy?
You get used to it after some time, but for the most part, yeah.
That's
That's pretty much how it always goes.
You good?
Yeah.
You need... And he, digs into the trench coat and pulls out, a little tab.
No. Just hit a whiskey. I'll be fine.
All right. And he pulls out a flask.
No, I got my own. So
All right.
Appreciate
Well,
it.
You good?
Yeah, no, I'm all right.
Okay.
He doesn't drink. He just kind of says he does. Scary, sober Minotaur.
Spats leads you down the hallway, back to a familiar set of doors that just say CV in large crystalline structures of silver. You can see hatch marks across the top of this, each letter that looks like it's made of, the actual material itself formed from something unearthly. He places his little claw in the middle of this massive diamond structure, and the doors open. The cold air that meets you is abrupt. As you follow him down these steps, these almost white, again, carved crystal steps. The walls themselves covered in small bursts of what look like crystalline structures. They start out kind of white at the base before they become clear at the tip. Following Spats down takes about 10 minutes before your ears pop. Another 5 before you come to a cavern where that wall sits to what looks like the front of a house. And as he leads you down, he knocks on the door and just says,
Max here. Sorry. Ulysses is here.
I go by either, but appreciate it.
And he doesn't even acknowledge you before walking away and back up those steps, scrambling almost.
Great.
You wait a few moments before the door creaks open. And you can see that old, like, yellowed wallpaper stand next to this entry hall with the mirror that sits beside it. At the far end, a record cabinet that's currently playing some slightly jazzy tune. There's there's an open doorway that you pass by that you can see that kitchen, that almost shotgun kitchen. Empty. Dishes are clean.
Take my hat off.
You hear the voice call out,
Now come in, boy. We have much to talk about.
Yes, ma'am. Head into where I'm assuming she is in the sitting room.
Mm-hmm. As you step around the corner, you're met with a sight that you weren't quite expecting. She is currently sitting hunched over, her large kind of white eyes focused on needlepoint in hand, a long scarf being made with what looks like small, like almost small crystalline structures built within, kind of like what that initial CV has up top. But it's long. It like curls around the chair that she sits in. But sitting on the couch next to her, currently sipping on tea, is a thin figure that you have only seen once. He is currently in a nice pinstripe suit. His hat off. The blonde hair just kind of like combed over to the side, short and buzzed off. The sharp nose looks up at you and just says,
Well, 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 if it isn't Mac. Join us.
Beside him is a silver suitcase. And she says,
Now, boys, there's no need to get into it here. I believe it's time for you to go, though, sir.
And she looks over at the other gentleman, who promptly gets up, picks up the suitcase. She says,
No, son, you're going to be leaving that here.
I see. Well. Just kind of sits it off next to her chair. He extends a hand to you, Mac.
I'll shake it.
It is uncomfortably warm as you feel it begin to already sweat underneath the fur. As he just says, It's a pleasure to finally just see your face without there being a barrel pointed at me from it.
Yeah, but, friends like you that tend to get a little hot under the collar, got to be careful around.
Oh, I'm sure. We'll find out next time, won't we? And he kind of pats the back of the hand and goes to release.
Yeah, maybe it'll turn out the same way.
He stops as you say that next to you. He just says, Well, I don't think next time I'll be running. And
yeah, well,
exits.
We'll see. Well, ma'am, apologies for any of that. Did not anticipating seeing someone, come back from the dead.
Now, it happens all the time in Kasmar if you go to the right people. Sit. Relax.
Much to talk about, don't we?
May I pour you some tea?
No. I need my wits about me.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. Me too. Just, sit down, kind of try and make myself comfortable, even though I am very not comfortable in this moment. Like, visually not comfortable at this moment. Not even hiding it.
So, it's come to my attention that you've heard news. What I've asked you to keep track of.
Yeah, a handful of things, actually. Sorry it's been taking too long, or a bit too long for that matter.
I understand we're all busy people.
Yeah, there is that. So, first off, took care of Pip, made sure he was safe, took him to the bank. He got that, whatever it was, not quite sure. Man, that's a lot of walking to get there. But, I mean, good thing is he's got his card. He understands the whole credit situation. At least I hope he does. But there were a handful of other little scaly friends that were not yours that were giving us a pretty long eye when we were there. So I think they may have at least recognized that Pip and I are somewhat connected to you.
Yeah, of course they did.
I mean, just let you know, because
how many people do you think go into the actual vaults in downtown?
Not a whole lot.
Very few. That's why it's interesting. So of course they all watched you. Only makes sense. I'm not the only one with eyes out there. If I was, well, things would be much different now, wouldn't they?
Yeah, speaking of different things, well, figured out the whole disappearing people, at the hospitals thing. Turns out it was not Miss Bennett or any of her kin or folk.
I've gleaned that information from her myself, so I understand entirely.
Wait, from her what?
Continue.
All right. Yeah, that's a whole different thing about what that happened there. So, I was visiting my little brother, older brother, technically, it depends, whatever. And well, some more of them little scaly kobold friends were there attempting to abduct whomever they could. But these ones were red, which I'm only assuming is one thing.
Make an insight check.
Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Oh, look, I have double proficiency in blue because of Bloodhound. This will be fun. That's going to be fun. 13, 23.
With a 23, watching her as you speak, the moment you mention the color, not even that you mentioned the color, that you mentioned it was kobolds, the needlework stops before it continues clacking back again. And the moment you mention the color, you watch the base of her neck just past her muumuu begin to turn kind of like a slight white. You can swear you see a scale appear. And the nostrils flare. She takes in a deep breath.
I see.
Yeah, I was kind of afraid of that. They were also using this interesting technology. Actually, I happen to have one right here. I pull out the one blood bullet I've got. It's like, yeah, they were shooting this at the vampires that work in there, and it seemed to either knock them out or incapacitate them for a minute. Looks like it's got some blood in it or something.
She waves a hand and then returns back to the needlepoint as a soft gust of cold wind picks the bullet up from your hand.
Oh,
kind of brings it over to her vision.
Could have just handed that to you.
And you watch as a pair of bifocals float from her pocket up to her nose and just kind of sit there on top. You can see her, like, the tension in the needles actually begins to tighten a bit. The knuckles turning white.
So it was planned then. Very well.
Yeah. So actually interrogated one of them. They aim for children because apparently their boss, sire, the big red thing, wants kids. But if they can't find one, they will take whoever they can. So that's why it's been a different, different age groups and stuff all disappearing like that. But mostly children.
Keelong is calling for death.
I'm sorry.
Sometimes, son, it's very hard to control my natural urges. Control. Keelong has always been a thorn in my side. He's younger. He's smart. But I have survived longer than he has.
And you watch as, out of the corner of your eye, something catches your attention as you see the corner of the building begin to crystallize. The walls turning transparent as the illusory facade begins to drop.
Shit.
And if it's a fight he wants,
it's a fight he's going to get. And you watch as she's speaking, the entire illusory facade of the building drops entirely. As the two of you are sitting on ice furniture, as the old lady begins to stretch and bubble outward and elongate, as the serpentine figure of the dragon is finally revealed beneath the wrinkled skin. The long, coiling body glistening in whatever ethereal light she has here begins to swirl and coil, absent of wings that you or I would expect. The long body carrying that crochet along with it, wrapping around that long tail as she just rises upward and ties off that final knot. She drops the needles.
I have an offer for you.
Not to be rude, but something tells me it's a little less of an offer and a little bit more of command. Your greatness.
Do not get in my way.
I wouldn't think of it. Your grandson or whatever Pip is to you, he's
enough.
Okay.
And as she says that, the crystalline structures around the cave begin to grow rapidly, gathering size at the base and just spreading making it a smaller and smaller enclosure around you.
Right.
She reaches down, kind of coiling downward, grabs a hold of that silver suitcase, and picks it up. You have a choice to make, Ulysses Belmont. And finally, the figure looks at you. The eyes completely white. The long beard kind of going back along along the head, curling at the tips and then splintering like snowflakes. Join me in my endeavors to bring Keelong to his knees, and you can have them both. Stay out of my way, and you may have one or the other. And she sits the silver suitcase down in front of you on a slab of ice that was once a coffee table.
I'll step forward and open the case.
Opening the case, there are two bundles. One is a small circular bundle that you can just barely see a purple sheen to whatever is inside through a crack, and the other one tied neatly, almost like a scroll. You see, Hipdop and I, Sharabond he is unaware of. I've spoken to them both and gotten plenty of answers for what I need. You may take Mrs. Bennett or Mabel. If you want both, you will help me bring the Fulgent Ember to his knees.
I now understand what each of these may be. If I may ask a question, did these come from the individual that was just here? Because he's much more than he seems.
I am very aware of Ragani at this point. He has served his purposes for me.
Then I am also understanding that you are aware of the situation that all of Kasmar is in.
The situation Kasmar is in is nothing compared to what it is about to witness.
I understand from that point of view, yes. I'm not much of one about the more magical aspects of this world, or what we may be trapped in, or who's trying to set fire to what on the outside and all that. But what I do know is that I love this city and the friends I have in it. And that means I can bring the mother of a friend and one that's closer to me back. Then, ma'am, you've got my guns.
Then it's a deal.
Yeah, it is. You point the direction, that's where I'll shoot. Can I enlist the help of my friends? I have kept our arrangement quiet from them, and this, I'm afraid, will take a lot more than just me.
I never intended for you to keep it a secret from them in the first place, dear.
Well, I thought it would be best for them not to get involved at first. You know, keep them safe. But now, if what you say is true and this Forged Ember is doing this and whatever's attempting to take over or what, then that's more of a problem that people like me have to deal with. So I'll just close the case. I thank you for your honesty.
I appreciate your subservice. It will not be in vain. Spats will return you on the morrow, or you can wait until the Zeppelin arrives. Feel free to take the penthouse.
I wouldn't know what to do with such a thing. Well, I appreciate it. And, yeah, once I get back to the casino, I think I'm going to call up one of my friends and see what they're doing, if you don't mind, and then make my decision then.
As soon as you leave these chambers, son, I will be removing any ability to contact from this mountain for the night.
Right. Then I suppose, ma'am, I will be taking advantage of your fine casino and establishment to clear my head. Some cold wind will do me wonders, I think. Again, I appreciate your kindness and your forthrightness. We need a little bit more of that in this world.
You will be the head of my Northwind. Sleep well, Ulysses.
Thank you, ma'am. I pick up the case and walk toward the entrance of the fucking cavern I'm in now. Being terrified of frightful presence and fucking lair actions with every goddamn step. Jesus. Hi, was that uncomfortable? Nah.
Just every 6 seconds, like,
Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, it's just like, okay.
I'm gonna kill this red dragon. And then I'm gonna go kill this bitch. I promise you. I'm sorry, Pip. Maybe, hopefully, you're in the will.
You don't know what's going on. You don't know.
You're right, I don't.
Smack.
She's got my mother-in-law. Time to die.
Max got her.
She's got my mother-in-law. I should send her a thank you card.
I hate vampires.
I've got your mom.
Regana's gonna be so proud of me.
Oh yeah, your mom.
Right here.
It's not just vampires, it's all undead monstrosities. But yes.
The fuck did you just call me?
You've said many times.
Smack. You are escorted by spats all up to the penthouse. It's not a fairly tall building. It's more wide than it is tall. But you have a pretty solid view of the entire city of Kasmar from this cold penthouse. So, Mac.
Yeah.
Where's your head at?
In from the frying pan into the ice box. Wow. Pretty much stuck between a ice cliff and a hard place. The putting Mac was 100% put back on his heels, knowing that there's something to bring Mabel back, and Veda's mom that then clicked with the, oh, she told you everything. I was going to ask, oh, does that mean you have her soul? Here it is. So Mac very freaked out at that. And is relieved but unsure that the vapor is telling him the truth, that she doesn't need Regani anymore, and a little concerned that her own hubris is preventing her from seeing the bigger picture, the phylactery, Regani flames, everything that's going on.
Dragon's hubris now.
I know, right? He's a little worried about what he got himself into, but there's that agonizing death wish in the back of his head going, all right, well, the dragon's younger, more brash, and that means that can be taken advantage of. So he's already plotting, and he will sit out on the balcony sipping whiskey for the first time in a while, looking straight at the Forged Embers Casino.
Fulgent Ember.
But yeah, he's steeling himself and feels very relieved that he can actually explain everything that's been going on.
Okay.
Yeah. We're fucked. But it's going to be great going down like this.
Good that we all have backup characters prepped.
Yep.
Chuck's just ready to get on to the next campaign, so he's going to throw 2 dragons at us back to back.
Who wants to be my love interest?
So
was that verbal consent?
Yahtzee.
God damn it, Carl.
Okay. Is he prone to bringing Mabel back now or after?
Mac's actually going to look in detail at those 2 bundles. One, I'm assuming, is a soul crystal.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Is the other one a scroll, or is it something specifically Mabel?
It is a scroll with the materials for true resurrection. Not a cheap buy.
And not specific to a person.
It's not.
And also, you can't cast it.
Well, of course not. But he's more concerned about, first, Veda's mom.
Okay.
And he'll just, idly play with the ring that he doesn't know what it does.
It is a non-magical ring.
Cool. That he's attuned to. Got it. Which is weird, but a magical ring. He doesn't know yet because he's already said his goodbyes.
Okay.
There's that little bit inside him that's like, wow, that would be really, really good to bring her back. But then he thinks ahead that we may need this for one of us in the coming fight. He's weighing options, but he won't do it right away. No. I hate the fact fucking Regani's back. That oh god. Had the vapor not said, now, don't get into it here, guns would have been fucking drawn. Oh, hate that guy.
It's just a vessel, right? That's not Regani. It's just one of
Don't care.
Okay.
Do not care.
Why do you think he drew pistols on Wilhelm? Anyway, how does Mac think? How does Mac? What methods does Mac think the crystal vapor is going to be asking him to use?
She knows what he can do, so it's probably going to be a little bit of subterfuge and then kick open the front door.
Yeah.
He wasn't given any directions.
Would you kick Spats out if he tried to hang out with you for the night?
Fuck no. I want to ask him every possible thing I can that he's able to tell me about the casinos, about the power structure, how old the Ember is. Does he have any known weaknesses? How full-blown intelligence?
Okay.
Like all of it. And a little bit of Spats. Learn him too.
Okay.
A little bit of this, a little bit of Spats.
Exactly.
So, not to get too egregious with this, Spats does not know how old Keelong is. He does know, or at least it's rumored, that he is younger than the Crystal Vapor, because apparently the Crystal Vapor is one of the oldest dragons up here. There's the only she is the oldest chromatic dragon up here.
Keep forgetting about the other ones. Whoops.
None of them are traditional dragons in terms of Dungeons and Dragons. They don't have wings. They are the long, kind of more Japanese style serpentine dragon.
Does he know where the last Dragon Ball is?
We can talk about it.
Sorry, that was Shenlong.
Does he know where the last Airbender is?
No. So let's see what he knows about Keelong. Interesting.
Nothing.
Keelong is not a caster of normal repute.
Excellent.
But he is an excellent fighter and seems to always be where he needs to be at the right time. People who go up against him never survive. No one has survived a hit from him. He does all of his hits himself. He sends his clutches to do his little tiny dirty work. He gambles in his own casino for fun. And will take anybody up to a challenge in gambling at any time.
What a toxic motherfucker.
He in terms of power structure up here, all of the metallics have made a bit of a coalition to basically balance the chaos that is the chromatics, because the chromatics never get along. they have constantly been in flux on who is quote unquote the head of this entire situation in the casinos, just because wealth gets passed back and forth based on people. Let's see. There are rumors that the Green Dragon has connections to the city council down in Kasmar. All of them have agreed to not encroach upon each other's lairs because there is a known fact that there is no escape from where they are at. So they have to get along to an extent. Spats is terrified of this turf war because that is what this is. If he has his clutches taking other white kobolds from the hospitals, that is an active act of war against the crystal vapor, which says a lot about his confidence. Let's see what else.
If it is an active act of war from the Ember against the Vapor, that means we can get the other dragons involved.
If you pick another dragon to get involved, he will pick his own friends.
No, I mean the metallics, the big ones that are kind of controlling this bullshit.
The metallics will not interfere with this.
God damn it. Okay. Better to keep it.
Chuck, we just want a dragon buddy to help us in the fight, okay?
I know, right?
You have one.
Please.
Yeah, we have one.
Brammel's not going to show up and fight for us?
Mm-hmm.
No, what we have is Scrungle, okay? Find me. Can I get a nice silver or gold dragon? I feel like Wilhelm would get along great with a silver or gold dragon.
You guys technically have a silver dragon on your side.
Why do we have to keep being friends with like all these evil things?
No, we have a silver dragon on our side. We just have to fucking find him.
Wait, who's the silver dragon?
The one with the that created the things with the lilies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
so
they
it's
won't
like
get
the
involved.
it's like the scene from the
Investigation, you say?
Avengers. What are you going to do? I have an army. We have a Scrungle.
To be clear though, the coalition of the metallics are more involved with the actual runnings of the city and less keeping that barrier from the chromatics coming down and just absolutely causing chaos throughout the city. They aren't actively trying to keep them from being who they are up here in the mountain, but they will not let them go down to the city.
But they are coming down.
With their shit.
Stealing
with their
children from the city.
Can Spats find out if the Ember's kobolds are stealing any other clutches?
Probably.
Beyond the whites.
The problem that he's running into right now is that the majority of his clutch in particular has been taken.
Right. Okay.
So it's down to a few small clutches left for the Vapor, which is why she got a hold of you in the first place, to be like, hey, yo, I think the vampire's being a bitch.
Yep. All right. Well, number one, time to grab us some kobolds.
So that tells you that it has been happening for quite some time.
Yeah. All right.
Let's see.
Fuck.
What were some of your other questions for Spats? Spats himself. He is really, really, really into woodworking.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is he also a gnome werewolf by any chance?
No. But he makes a lot of he plays around with a few different exotic woods, and can he shows you a handful of different wooden weapons that he's made that are just as sharp as the actual weapons themselves would be. If you're gonna get Spats drunk,
Spats gets fucking downtime. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I am. Yep, the whiskey's going back and forth, and I pull out my revolvers and ask him if he can make inlay grips.
Oh yeah, definitely. Without a
Cool.
doubt.
I will commission inlay grips from Spats.
Is there a specific kind of wood? That you'd be
Something
looking
nice
for?
and dark, like wenge.
Okay. He'll see what he can do.
And the last question I would have for him: does he know what is going on between the Vapor and Pip? What is that? And
define what is going on between, because he's going to need a clarification because he's drunk.
So there's obviously a connection between the Vapor and Pip that's more than he was just a special pretty egg.
Mm-hmm.
If this gets done, and this is a big fucking, and I know he's getting info from me for the Vapor, if we manage to do that, is there a way to free Pip from the Vapor?
That connection is not that close. The connection is more of how they operate. She is called the Crystal Vapor for a reason, because she can speak to spirits.
Fuck! That makes everything a fucking problem. Okay. Got it. Cool. Well, we order some food and get drunk and pass out, and I try and remember all that. God damn, that's a bad thing.
Okay. The next morning, another kobold brings you a short order. It's like a short page on a silver platter. Hands it off to you. Your first order from the Crystal Vapor is to go to the stock market and speak with a James.
That's downtown, right?
It's off of the. Let me pull up my document real quick.
Yes, you must speak to a James. Little did you know that's actually just what they're all called.
Yeah,
at the stock market.
He is
You
not
just must speak with one of
actually.
them.
It is noted that he is a demon.
He's not a mind flayer. Okay, well that's slightly better.
He's known as James.
Cool.
Just James.
And before Spats leaves in the morning and all that,
Spats is going to offer to take you down to where your friends are at, because they've kept eyes on him.
That's exactly where I was going to ask. I'm like, hey, can you drop me off wherever the fuck they are? I've been gone for like 36 hours at this point.
He tells you, get ready to party, because they're down at the Zeppelin festival.
Oh, God, get ready.
The first Zeppelin launch down in Solvarin Park.
Great. Do you got a couple of those tablets for just in case?
Yeah, he hands you one.
Cool. Thank you. All right. Well, I guess Bamf us over there. Oh, this is going to suck. I take the two things out of the briefcase, stash them in my own gear.
Okay.
But still carry the briefcase just in case somebody decides to get hanky and tries to steal it. I'll let it go.
Okay.
Just like that. That's going to be, that's a gimmick. So nothing's in it.
You got it. All right. So as you from that space and into Solvarin Park.
Oh God.
Kappa, you can't just eat cotton candy. It's going to rot out all your teeth. You're never going to get to sleep tonight.
I do what I want, okay?
You sound like me. Fuck.
Actually, it's not that bad to have sugar every once in a while.
See? The nurse said so.
There's no such thing as sugar crashes.
You guys, I'll take perception checks from Copper, Wilhelm, actually everybody, including Pip.
I got a 14 on my con save.
You're good.
Oh, cool.
After all those natural 20s I rolled against you guys in Strahd last night, Wilhelm back at it with a 5.
Fuck you, JD.
Dude, that was
max of 10.
That was unholy.
Perception?
Last night was brutal.
It's a 25 for Copper's perception.
22.
Well, I've never seen anybody
do you want to know, Chuck?
take a fall and take max fall damage.
Me either. So we got a 10 from Wilhelm. We got a what from Pip? 12. Veda?
22.
22. Copper?
25.
And Harold?
Nat 20 for 31.
Jesus, great.
God.
Yeah,
Literally all of you.
X-ray vision.
Yeah, like literally all of you hear. Like, well, I shouldn't say literally all of you. Pip, you don't hear it.
I'm focused.
You're focused on the bird. As we come back to this massive green park, kind of lit by a variety of different floating lights that kind of almost give it this ethereal energy. There is the sound of music playing, like kind of off in the distance as there are rides being ridden, kids screaming and enjoying themselves. A few different couples kind of holding arm in arm, sharing a funnel cake, etc., etc. But before we even get to that point, there's this large and massive mean the same thing, Chuck. This rather large,
massive, huge,
immense,
gigantic,
very, very big.
Grandiose.
Quite big.
Weeping willow
Venti.
that you all are standing on. Venti. Fuck you.
Venti.
Trenta.
I was gonna say there's a new one now. It's
Fun fact: the Trenta cups hold an entire bottle of wine. You're welcome.
Taking notes.
We'll see that in next week's recap.
Yep, we will see that in next week's recap. If we don't, I'm disappointed.
Buy the new Trenta.
Yep, nope, that's coming in the recap.
Trenta wines.
So the woods are thick outside of a few different trails that kind of are paved going in and snaking into the trees. You hear it, the sound of like this phoom, in the tree line as Mac, you were transported onto one of these trails and you kind of for a second.
Sorry, I do what I can, but it.
No, it's fine. No.
As long as you're good.
No, I appreciate it. No, it's okay. It's just the drinking last night.
As the five of you can see him, even from your vantage, Pip, from behind the Weeping Willows, like behind the Weeping Willow curtain, you can see Mac standing with Spats on one of the open trails. Spats is not part of his typical triumvirate of being in a trench coat, but he is dressed nicely. He does have nice big spats over the top of his bare feet, and it's kind of got like a nice little hat on.
Well,
you hanging out watching this Zep thingy, or are you heading back?
We have things to do, don't we?
Yeah, we do. All right, well, I'll see you in the shit.
He offers a hand.
No, I absolutely shake it. Give him a good pat on the back.
Oh, don't do that on my throat.
And he just kind of like takes a couple steps away, and then you watch as his form changes as he wild shapes into an owl and flies off.
Whoa. What the fuck can't he do? All right. I turn around and I see everybody. Oh, there. Sorry, I'm late.
Hey, Mac.
I see you very well.
Who was that guy?
What? Who was that? Yeah.
No, that was Spats. He's when we went to Pip's grandma's house, he's the chief of staff kind of guy. Yeah.
So, were you with?
Oh yeah, we had a good, interesting meeting. Told her about everything that we figured out with the hospitals and all that. She's mighty mad and very appreciative of taking care of Pip all this time. Veda, I got to talk to you about something kind of separately. And, well...
Insight check.
Go for it. I am literally not lying.
Yep.
Well, Helm's like, are they gonna make out later? I need to
Are they gonna make out later? I gotta know.
Natural
Snacks? Does he have more snacks for her?
Natural 20
for a 29.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
Being dead honest.
Stop using up the natural 20s. We're about to fight a dragon.
And yeah, for the rest of us, well, not for the rest of us, but definitely me, and well, I may actually need some assistance on this. Turns out there's a bit of a turf war, and the Vapor would like to merge casinos, as it were.
Pip.
A hostile takeover.
Senior rises as soon as everybody is out of view and goes to exit.
Okay, just keep an eye on him. Watch where he goes. If he follows a similar path to the kiddos, if he takes a different one, if he says anything to anybody as he leaves, just whatever. Just kind of keeping a watchful eye. I won't break my cover on the tree.
Okay. As he does, you watch him pull out a long string of sending stones, flick one, and go. You hear him say, "Nah, I'm awful sorry about what we got happening here pretty soon, but we're gonna need to meet." And then follows that same path that the kids were on.
Okay. Once he makes his way out of view, I will climb down, make my way back to the group. Stealthily, so no one knows.
He did roll like a 30 something last time.
But those are actually appropriate words, Harold. Shall we say White Queen takes Red Knight, if you get my drift?
To this point, Pip pops up by your knee. It's like, what about a queen?
Hey, buddy. Your grandma is interested in taking over another casino, and she has enlisted my help.
Go ahead.
No, she's enlisted my help, and I can't necessarily take down the head of that casino alone, but I understand if none of you want to get involved, because it's a pretty big ask.
Which one is it?
The Fulman Ember.
Oh, we were on our way to do just that. Come along.
Wait, does Mac know about the bullets?
Toss him. Mac.
I know from what the Vapor told me.
Oh, okay.
But he doesn't know, I don't think he hasn't done any checks or anything to figure out what they do or how they act.
No. All I know is that they incapacitate vampires.
I'll just toss him one of the fire resistance potions.
When exactly would we be doing this?
Get in, loser. We're murdering a dragon.
Wow. Looks like we're all weirdly on the same page. That kind of messes with my head. What's been going on, and why are you trying to take down this fella?
Mostly the hospital stuff.
Missing kids. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's doing more than just children. Apparently, they're also kidnapping clutches from Pip's grandma. And she is pissed.
Looks like the kobold's out of the clutch on that one.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm just glad you were able to get away.
It was, to be fair, she gave me a choice. And I decided to take it because honestly, that threatens what's going on in Kasmar a little bit more than everything else. Which, by the way, remember the guy that blew up that we dealt with a little bit ago?
Yeah.
Mr. Radio guy?
I don't understand the radio reference, but I'm familiar. Yes.
He was the guy on the radio that showed up, and we all boom, boom, bam, everyone. Yeah. He's back. He ain't dead.
How?
I'm sorry. How?
Fuck if I know.
I mean, he faded away to ash.
No, he was actually trying to have, conversation with the Vapor when I showed up.
Yeah, it is not outside of Regani's purview. Well, the same divinity that allows him to burn
Wreak havoc.
Offers additional boons, yes?
All right, well, again, that's out of my wheelhouse. But, so when y'all thinking about thing is, the Amber, he's really fucking brash. He does all his own shit, like hits and stuff. Gambles in his own casino just to fuck with people. I mean, I don't think he's all there in the head, but Spats was saying he doesn't do that magic shit very well.
That's reassuring.
Yeah, he's more of a hands-on type.
Yeah, that is useful. If somehow we could get him to come to us, then we wouldn't have to fight him in the casino with all of his goons around, yeah?
Yeah, that's the thing. They don't leave that mountain. They kind of can't. It's a thing. They got this agreement, turf shit, but I've been told I got to go to the stock market, talk to a fella named James, and he'll give us a little bit more info of what we can do.
I mean, we don't have a whole lot of time before this thing leaves, right?
I think we were just trying to see if it was a viable means of transportation. I mean, it is the initial launch. I don't know that we were planning to leave right this second.
Oh, it's going to be going back and forth to the mountain. They asked if I wanted to wait up there for y'all to come up on it, because they've been watching you, because Pip and all. But I told them I wanted to come down here. Honestly, Wilhelm, it kind of is, because we got somebody in our back pocket right now, or I'm kind of in their back pocket.
Yeah. I think our positioning is a little offset.
Yeah, no, it is. But I think this is a good thing to do for the good of people.
You know,
I do as well. I don't want to argue semantics. Right, but I am a little concerned that it is also going to be for the good of a single entity. But I guess if the end justifies the means, eh, Mac?
Yeah, to be honest. Sometimes everything's kind of gray, ain't black and white there, bud.
I think more like the enemy of my enemy is my friend, yeah? We were going to
pretty much.
Help against the dragons, pretty great. I had a question, though. If they offered you a choice that you couldn't really say no to, what was the choice?
Basically, I helped the Vapor, and I could bring back Mabel and Veda's mom. If I don't help the Vapor, I can only take one. And I thought it would be best for everyone involved if I agreed to help the Vapor. By the way, and I'll reach in and pull out the soul crystal and hand it to Veda.
It's a clean orb that's about the size of Mac's palm, with what looks like a metallic contraption kind of plugged into the end of it. So
Has Harold seen anything like this before?
Inside it, you can see something swirling this soft, like white red light.
Yeah, she takes it and just holding it to her chest.
Yeah. I don't know how she got it. I don't know how she got it, or if she was involved in whatever the fuck. And
insight check.
I mean, I don't mean to sound selfish or anything, but she just gave you these things without actually us killing the dragon. What happens if we just don't?
I'm dead.
How would she kill you?
Oh, she's a dragon.
She's a fucking dragon.
It's not very hard.
Here's the thing, though.
Veda makes a good point. You just said they can't come down here to get us. What's she going to send kobolds after us?
Or other things?
Veda eats kobolds for breakfast.
Yeah, but
not literally. I understand you don't consume
kobold crunch.
In an emergency, she showed up and shattered a fucking 12-foot tall fucking throne. So in pinches, I don't know. But here's the thing. The agreement is mine. I'm asking you, not in service to the Vapor. I'm asking you if y'all want to help me. This is ultimately. By the way. Oh, he's fucking lying about something.
We wouldn't let you do
With
that.
Is that the Arcana check or the Insight?
That was my insight check on.
I didn't know how
when you said you didn't know the Vapor was involved.
Yeah.
Did you want to Arcana check on the orb?
Sure.
Well, yeah. If you'd seen anything like it before.
19 on the die for a 32.
32. I don't know if it's possibly something that he's dealt with in the past due to his consulting, or if it's studied maybe in the mage college that he went to. But this is the cartridge, a single cartridge for a jar gun, and it is currently full. An empty one will be inert and purple.
I think I knew who might have an idea on the whereabouts of our missing jar gun.
Or at least the thing that goes in it.
Where?
But, yeah,
Wait, why was the vessel with the Vapor?
I don't know.
Well, we did find out.
Why would the Vapor obtain again? The vessel is the one that attacked Vader's mother.
Yeah.
But they
obviously must have
message
taken
with
the soul and then brought it as a Vapor. Why?
They did send a message with a lot of ice. So I think it's, I think we do know that for whatever reason.
Maybe the Vapor was pissed off that the clutches were missing in hospitals and sent somebody to kill fucking Veda's mom. I don't know. But that's all beside the point. We saved Veda's mom. This is what she needs. And that's all better.
Wilhelm, in your head, you hear, I know you don't need me to tell you this, but he knows.
What's giving you the ability to do telepathy?
I have the message cantrip.
That is not telepathy. It is a whisper.
I don't have to speak it out loud.
Okay.
He would have to speak a response out loud.
Yep.
I do not have to speak it out loud.
Continue.
So, but here's the thing.
Either way, Chuck, I'm going to take my 29.
Yeah, 29 works.
Here's the thing. I am indebted to the Vapor. Y'all aren't. So, whatever happens ultimately falls on my head.
I won't let you go alone.
Well, I hope not, but y'all aren't, you're not all part of this deal. I ain't keeping anything secret from you. Coming straight out and saying what this is. I was offered a choice between one or the other, or both, if I agreed to take down this Ember. And, well, I wasn't going to be selfish.
No, I'm very grateful. If we can get a few days, and she'll pull out the little pill of blood that she's got from the bullet. This isn't just for vampires, it also affects me. So if we go into battle and they have more of these things, I'd like to be a little bit more prepared if we can.
Yeah, I get that. She was real. So I pull out the one I have. Yeah, she was real pissed about these. Like, this ain't no turf war. This is like eradication.
Yeah, they're not very fun. I don't know if it would affect any of you, but not pleasant.
Well, it is
Beta,
a bullet,
if I may.
so typically, regardless of the interior, the exterior for us is normally what does the majority of the damage. Yeah, so just the metal part kind of going through is.
I understand how
it causes
bullets
a significant
work, yes.
amount of trauma on the way in. So the blood at that point is sort of negligible. It's a non-starter.
Technically speaking, it causes most of its trauma on the way out.
Also a good point. Yes.
I can't believe he's explaining to the nurse.
I know.
Pinhole on this side, grapefruit on this side.
Here's the thing, though. Part of this, the first bit of info, and he is nervously messing with the wedding ring from Mabel. The first part of this info is we got to go talk to this James character.
We got to go put Veda's mother back in her body. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. No, we have to do that. But I'm talking about the first step, going up the mountain and, like, you know, it's going to be a bad joke, putting this ember on ice. Fuck.
I'm sorry, Mabel. How does he have Mabel's soul as well? This is a lot.
It's not Mabel's soul. It's a way to bring her back. One of them scrolls.
Harold lights up when you say a scroll that can bring someone back.
But here's the thing. If we get into trouble and we need to use that on one of us, I'm willing.
That's not a choice. That's not the choice you should be making.
Yeah, it is. Look, I said my goodbyes. I'm already mourning.
Let's not think about that. We're not going to.
That's a great idea. Let's not think about that. So let's go figure out how to put that back in your mom, and then go to this James guy. By the way, we don't have to worry about it. The James guy isn't the whole thing. He's.
You want to know what's going to happen, bud?
Doesn't have a beard.
No.
Three things, bud. I hit you. You hit the floor. I put that back in your mom.
Would I be familiar with James?
Roll a history check.
Would Carl be familiar with James?
Carl would, yes.
With advantage because of Sage? Like cult
Sage is whenever you were like studying something.
It's the kind of bullshit you do to me all the time.
Free. With an 11, here's what I will give you. You don't know James in particular, but there are other entities that are often manipulative, very much very selfish groups of people that tend to work the actual stock market itself for their own personal gain. This involves a variety of different demons, devils, just general people, but more often than not, like specifically people who are more technically minded towards what the stock market actually does.
So, and
it's just a wheel that spins around. We've seen it on South Park.
And James, is that the stock trade?
Yeah, but he ain't one of the squiddies. He's more like kind of like the lieutenant. So
there's no more vile than scum and villainy.
All right, I've never been there, so let's do the
do Harold or I know how to put Veda's mom back together again?
I don't know if we should yet.
I feel like I would know, but yeah, you're right.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Okay.
With his check that he got earlier, you literally just you plug it into the chest.
You literally just shit right on.
Like you just take the bulb and shove it in the chest.
Love it.
It's an adrenaline shot.
You're speaking my language.
Beta.
That's the exact kind of medicine that Wilhelm practices.
If you want to keep that safe, I've got a safety deposit box at the bank downtown.
You said something about missing people at the hospital and asking my mother about it.
Yeah.
And if your grandmother took her, and the red dragons are the ones stealing people from the hospital. I mean, Ansha kind of clutches it a little bit closer, kind of like almost like shielding it from being able to hear her.
I think it was something was being stolen from the hospitals, and then like the person in charge of those was targeted, being your mom, and then finding out that they had nothing to do with it.
But what if she did?
Well, then that's something we're going to have to talk to her about. But Vapor said that wasn't the case. I guess Vapor can talk to her when we're in the thingy. I don't know how. This is all way beyond my ken.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do it.
Sweet.
Tuck has a look, and I don't understand the look, but it's.
On the way to.
I feel like I was onto something there. I don't know.
On the way to potentially do that, Harold will say two things to Veda.
Mm-hmm.
First one being, if you are having hesitations, I mean, she's your mother. I feel like it's your decision as to when this occurs. And on another note, I took a little trip into town the other day, and I found something that we might be able to purchase that could help with these new bullets that we found.
Are you saying this in the open?
I mean,
yeah, we're walking and talking.
Yeah, like
probably we're
walking.
probably like separated from the group a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
like drop back.
We're walking and talking.
Got it.
And we're walking.
No, I mean, I've never known my family to be involved in bad things, but I don't know. It just seems odd that they would target her, knowing that my family's in charge of it all. I don't see how they couldn't know.
Well, what? I see what you're saying.
But my father would kill me if I didn't put it back as soon as possible. So.
Hey, any of you also use guns, by the way, or is it really just me?
Well, I did have one at the hospital, but I actually don't know how to.
All right.
Do the thing.
Because I know a guy that could at least help me out. And if we've got, maybe he can take a look at these bullets and try and figure that out. Maybe how to use them against someone else. I don't know. But a friend of mine who kind of keeps me armed, we can always go check out if we got a minute.
Okay, maybe after James. I don't really shoot nothing. I mean, I could use this thing to like I make like a sling. It's like I could throw a bullet like really hard.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you can add some kind of like percussive thing to your blowgun. I don't know, but McCandless is a really good fucking guy. He knows his shit.
It'd be cool to have something that blew up.
JD.
Yeah.
You just heard that name a second ago from Senior.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, that's on the list, isn't it?
Veda's
Not
mom.
on the list.
James McCandless. That's what we're doing.
Well, I mean, we kind of need to know.
It sounds like Veda has some apprehension about her mother. I mean, it's.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I don't believe my family could do anything like that anyway.
Also, with James, we don't really know. Like, it could be time sensitive. So.
Yeah, I was given the note about him this morning, so that's why I think it may be a little time sensitive.
Should we split up?
I don't care. Really... Why would I care? This is all very difficult to process.
Well,
the two of you have just been given a means to resurrect loved ones that have recently passed, and it is like. And we're concerned about James? Why? Because the Crystal Vapor handed you a note this morning?
Because he probably has information about the comings and goings of finances to the fucking Ember. That's what I'm guessing. The more information we find out about our target, the better. Not to step on feet here or nothing. I know you're a little upset, but, and yeah, I've been gone, and Maybe I haven't been very forthright in what was going on, but I am fucking now.
No, you're not. You're not.
Oh, yeah, I am.
You know, on a practical note, one, I see I would have made the same choice. But two, like, the more we delay between James and the Ember, the more people disappear. So
exactly.
Right now, Veda's mom is safe. We can make a contingency plan or all that fun stuff. But if we have to take out the Ember tonight,
I don't think it'll be tonight. You ready to go up against a fucking big ass fucking red dragon? No, I'm not.
I don't know. I mean, I've been preparing for weeks for everything, but like,
look, I saw your grandmother in her true fucking form.
It's fine.
And I nearly shit myself.
Yeah.
I ain't joking.
Don't you want to be there when she's there, or do you want to be there after everything's been dusted off and maybe she loses?
What I'm saying is that if we're gonna go up against this guy, thing, creature, serpent, fucking whatever, the more info we got, the better.
I agree. So I mean, that's the thing. Maybe we split up. Maybe we go do Veda's mom and go talk to James.
I can go talk to James. I'm the one that got myself into this shit.
I mean, I can't deny bringing back Miss Benedict anytime soon. Like, obviously, that's super. Bennett, thank you. You always said I couldn't read. It's your last name's hard. Now,
I not to be that kind of person, but I kind of want Wilhelm with me if we go talk to James, because James ain't from around here. He's one of them demon types.
Oh, good. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Why would he be? Like, of course he is.
I mean, there's devils on the police force. This isn't new.
Police force.
Okay, hang on. Let me review.
Different than the stock market.
Let me review. Really? Is it really?
I mean,
I don't know what.
Fair.
I don't. It's just a market. It's just some shops.
And based on everything we've seen thus far, the KPD, a smooth operating, no issues there, right? They're
above board. Yes.
They're a fucking garbage fire. What are you talking about?
I don't like them, but they, I'm just saying, like, the stock market is just some stores, like, next to each other. There's gonna be people around. It's not that big of a deal. It's like any other market.
It's a little different, but.
And I think this is where we're going to take our break.
Let's go find James. I'm in the mood to punch something.
Thank you guys.
Punch something.
Thank you guys so much for joining us for Sinner's Dream thus far. I hope you have been enjoying yourself as much as I have. Be sure to spend your elf eggs down low for that Dice Envy entry, the dice giveaway at the end of the month. We'll be back in like 10.
Solid.
Welcome back, party people.
You nailed it. You nailed it.
How come that one worked and mine was shit?
Because we didn't say anything about counting in this time, right? There was no counting.
I didn't have a problem with yours.
I did.
And Chuck has nothing to do with it, so the only opinions that mattered on that one.
I'm going to be gone for the next month.
The list of phrases, I keep a list of running phrases of things that Chuck says that I hate, right? And I think party people is right at the top. Chuckle fucks is right beneath it. And then JD can you is like the third
one. And then everything else that he says is just bullet points all
it's just bullet point, yeah.
Basically anything Chuck says that starts with my name is right, yeah. And then the party
initiative. JD, I need JD, can you?
Yeah. Well, welcome back, party people.
Welcome back, party people.
I've never said welcome back, party
Welcome
people,
back,
I don't think.
Chucklefucks.
Damn it,
Welcome
I was
back,
going to say that.
Chucklefucks.
You just stole it from me, Adelaide. God damn it, get
Thanks,
fucked.
twins.
Jinx,
Great
you
minds
owe
think
me.
alike.
Chuckle back, welcome party people.
Ready, Chuck? So, anyways.
Anyway,
So anyway,
Song's stuck in my head now. I hate you.
so where are we going? What's the plan from this? Where are we going?
Look, I
splitting
gave
the
the
party up.
thing back to fucking to Veda, and I'm going to go to James.
Okay.
So anyone coming with me, fucking come with me.
I want explosives, so yes, I'm coming with you.
Let's blow shit up.
just please
Sounds
be
fine.
careful and maybe not burn
Oh,
the
I
whole
haven't fixed
thing
it. I'm
down.
sorry, Copper.
And Harold will briefly explain how the jargon thing works if Veda needs it. He won't go straight to mansplaining. He'll actually ask if she needs to know how it works.
Well, I understand. I'd like to do it alone if you don't mind. I'll be fine.
No, that's quite all right. I just wanted to make sure that, well, you only get one shot at these, so.
Okay, just to make sure Adelaide understands. I literally just shove it into her chest, right?
You know, have
So
you,
it's
have you ever
like
seen
There's no gun.
adrenaline?
It's
seen
like
adrenaline?
it's a bulb
Okay.
with a contraption on the end of it.
Uh-huh.
There's a little needle,
Oh, and okay, so I just
and you
okay.
shove it into the chest.
Like adrenaline.
Got it. Okay.
Like
Yeah, okay.
No, don't put the needle side on your hand when you smack this.
Yeah, yes.
Make sure
You're just walking around with
I
your
think,
soul
I think
and your
we
mom's
actually
soul.
learned
And...
that in our first year at school, yes. Stick away from the pointy bit.
So-
Hope everything's good with that, Veda.
Thank you for giving
Yes.
it to me.
Best of luck.
You need anything, give us a call.
I will.
We'll check in on you as soon as we're done if we haven't heard from you.
Yes, if you haven't heard from me, bon voyage, so.
Just in case anything happens, take this. And I give her a potion of healing.
Thank you very much, babe. It's very kind of you. He's so solemn and so serious. Don't ever, for any reason at all, ever do anything to any.
I mean, that's it really is. Mark it on your sheet. It's
I'll put
plan
it in
with Chuck
there.
for that.
Thank you.
That's resources, man. Pip cares. Come on.
I appreciate it.
Veda, if something does happen, just
Oh, for fuck's sake!
just point and whisper. One of us will get the message.
Oh my god. I'm gonna choke.
Harold goes up to Veda and says, just in case, if something does happen.
I feel like I'm getting made fun of, and I really.
If you
Go,
need
please
us,
go. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I have your numbers. It's fine.
Phil was like really mad a second ago, and now he's just making fun of me.
I'm still very angry.
I think this is just his natural state at this point.
Look, just because you think Veda's mom has got it going on doesn't mean you got to be there for every second of it, Wilhelm.
What is happening in this unit right now?
Yes, mom. His guy. Probably hot. She's hot.
Oh
No, she's a vampire. She's quite cold.
But hot. It's canon. She's hot.
She is hot.
She did take an interest in Wilhelm too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no memory of this. I've blocked
All
it
dark
out.
and angry.
I've blocked it out intentionally.
It's impressive that you blocked it out, not just Veda.
I'm sure she did too.
The grass at your feet all just ignites on fire. Everything in like a 30
The planet is on fire.
The planet is burning.
Wilhelm immediately in that moment just lets himself go to Regani.
All right.
I just transcend and become a living son in
the party
Kasmar.
at this
How do you
point.
take the
Veda
wheel?
walks away. Goodbye forever right now. Just...
All right, Regani, take the wheel.
Let me finish eating my crunchy pretzel first.
Yeah, that's professional.
Mm-hmm.
I think
It's
I
like you
will.
guys were just
I think I
Run out of
will.
pistachios, so it's fine.
Despite my anger at everyone, I will just kind of like lag for a minute and just make sure, like, just keep watching Veda until she's out of sight. Kind of like, just a little perturbed that she's going alone, given the information that was given to me earlier about Regani, and still trying to process that. So,
hell, I forgot to ask her.
I'm kind of lagging with my hands in my pockets, I guess.
Yeah, I forgot to ask her if she
kicking
found
rocks.
clean towels.
But I love to watch you walk away.
if I can what, Trevor?
No, I was just gonna say, damn, I forgot to ask her if she found the clean towels. Like saying that loudly, just kind of glancing at Wilhelm.
So, you're walking away.
Film me to him. Yes, I'm walking away. Yes. Oh God, do not have him intercept me and steal my mom's soul orb again. I swear to God, Chuck. Don't do it. Okay,
No,
she needs one happy thing in her life.
This is the somber music. It's not the battle music. It's okay.
Yeah.
This means This means that Regani doesn't take it. It means you trip.
I trip and fall and
And
smash my mom
it
against my chest. The needle goes into my chest.
I am my mom.
Wow, Steven Universe.
Don't think about it.
So, Veda,
Don't think about it too hard.
From the park, it is a good, probably hour and a half long walk by yourself back to the house, back to the mansion.
Oh, she's rich. Get a cab. Come on now.
Are you gonna take a cab?
Rich people don't take cabs.
No, she'll walk. She walks.
As the day carries on in your walk, in your own silent little bubble, it's like how it's always been. Walking through the crowds of people in the streets, everybody just going wherever they've got to be next. Walking in the crowds in downtown, specifically on your way up to that hill that all of these houses are set on. You rub shoulders with the crowd, doing your best to duck in and out, protecting that bulb closely. The odd sensation is always jarring, going from light to gray to gold as you traverse the streets. Walking the lamp-dotted hill, the trail sweeps up to the street. The last time you were here, you were saying goodbye to your father as he was leaving town. You haven't heard from your sisters at all since then?
Did they leave town too? Or
One
just
of them
been around?
did. I think I think the younger one did, if I remember right.
They all did.
And the house is quiet. The gate's locked. You pull out your keys, take a moment, step in. As the door creaks inward, it echoes off of the tile, off of that stone ceiling that arches far above. The stillness in the air is almost suffocating for a moment. You're not used to it being this quiet. But apparently, your father even sent those that work for your family out. The polished floor echoes your footsteps with each clattering heel as you make your way up to that stateroom. You open the door. It's been cleaned. The ice is all gone and dried. Everything's kind of been put back into place. But the scorch marks are still there. On the walls, on the floor. It looks like someone tried to scrub the ones on the floor away and failed to do so. And lying on the bed, still under the covers, is Aurora Bennett.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk in. I think after her father had left, she probably would have hired like a trustworthy like home nurse to come in and like check on the body from time to time.
Sure.
But like just like checks the clipboard probably up on the wall, and
they've been diligent.
Over. Yeah, we'll walk over and she'll put her hand on her mom's hand. Feel any different?
It's cold.
And she will draw out the vial and hold it in her hand and look at the swirling liquid inside, and I'm very sorry I doubted you. You've always been so secretive to me. Well, you have to meet Mac when you come back. You like him very much. And she'll pull up the plunger in her hands and just... Alright, I hope this works.
As you slam it into her chest, the warmth of the cartridge pulses a little bit harder for a second as you slam it down and twist, opening up the valve within, and as it does, it begins to swirl faster and faster down into the body as it doesn't even react. A moment passes. Ada.
Oh my god. It's me, I'm here.
I know, I can see you.
Oh my god.
Can you take this out of my chest, please?
Oh, yes, I'm so sorry. I didn't know if I had to leave it in. Oh, yeah, she'll take it out. Like apologizing, just like, sorry.
Taking it out, it clicks. There's no pulse. There's no heartbeat.
Mm-hmm. Well, there never was.
Exactly. For
natural 20.
One of the first times in probably the majority of Veda's life, you watch her face break. And she just weakly leans forward and embraces you. You can feel her quivering as she does her best to breathe and steady herself before you can feel tears begin to go down your neck.
You're all right now, Mama. You're fine.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's fine now. Why did they take you? We know it was the dragons.
She pulls away, kind of leans back. As she fusses with the edge of the blanket in her lap. Make a persuasion check with advantage, please.
Who got it? Ooh, it's a natural one. 19.
There we go.
Persuasion. A 19. It's a +0.
Hi. I have made many mistakes in my many years.
Is it true?
I have made many deals with many drakes. Is what true? What do you know?
The disappearances from the hospital. How could you? They're taking children.
They weren't supposed to be taking children. Just the other goals. I understand if you hate me. But please understand I did it to take care of us.
I would rather be out on the street. I never do anything like that. But I don't hate you.
I didn't know they were going to be taking children.
Well, you're very lucky you have a daughter that's willing to go and stop them for you, so.
What?
Yes, the one who captured you. We've made a bargain in exchange for you that we would go and fight the dragon. And I have every intention of doing that, so. Somebody has to fix his family's problems.
Be you, though.
Wait. It certainly can't be father, can it? She is going to get up from the bed and go over to the cooler that I'm sure is there and get her a bag of blood and her mother's sending stone. I'm assuming everybody in Kasmar has one. And she'll put both into her hands and say, I'm sure there's someone who would very much like to talk to you right now. And it's time for him to come home.
You alright? You alright? Veda? If you're going to do this, make sure you'll finish the job.
I will. Both of them. Oh yeah, we're fucking killing Pip's grandma. I'm sorry, we're killing Pip's grandma too.
Fuck yes.
Sorry, Pip. He's next on the list.
The entire stock exchange.
Regani, red dragon, white dragon. It's on the list.
Fucking green dragons, purple dragons. I don't give a shit. Let's
Yeah,
go.
we're just killing them all. Just kill them.
Okay.
And then I'm killing this lich.
The rest of you.
Fade, I was going to save this for your inheritance, but here's a one-shot, one-kill, kill a dragon dag.
Yeah, right? Jesus Christ. I have to go over to my safe, Veda. There's the double-edged shotgun.
It doesn't have any money left in it, sorry.
That's right, he stole all my mom's money.
I forgot that.
You stole all my mom's money and got her kidnapped, really. So
Just,
that's good.
just the physical money. I'm sure they
lied about knowing who
Right?
wanted to hit in the first place.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, well.
Let's go burn down the stock exchange.
So, we don't want to do that. We really don't want to do that. The dragon involved with that, we don't want to fuck with, okay? Above table, no!
But yeah, Veda, I don't think Veda has anything more to say to her mom, but she will stay at the house, and she just begins to clean. Just cleaning.
She did know. That's so fucked up. Wow.
Bitch! What a bitch. I knew it! I had a feeling. I was like, my mom knows! My mom knows!
Wow.
Oh, no.
Fuck you.
Your mom's fine. Your mom's great. Your mom's hot. She wouldn't have done that. She's too hot.
I never said she wouldn't do it. I just said she's hot.
You know, it's real tough when the people that have been important in the, you know, most of our lives and our backstories turn out to just be
real shitbags.
Hey, at least my mom didn't try and kill me, so.
Yet.
Mine's dead.
Jesus.
You had Mabel.
Honestly, that was probably the way to
dead.
go.
Wait, Mabel was your mom?
Mabel's your mom?
We don't talk about that.
Oh, Lord.
Ooh, buddy,
Game of Thrones.
anyway.
Game of Thrones.
So, as the other 5 make their way to the stock market, it's about a 2.5 hour walk. Are you calling cabs?
Yeah, we're calling
It's
a fucking cab.
Not a 2.5 hour walk. It's an hour and 15-minute walk.
It's literally across from like where the Solvarin Park is, like across the city. Like
I know a shortcut.
Uncle knows a shortcut.
All right.
Pip. Cool.
Pip gonna pip, you know?
Pip's gonna pip. You know, he can't do nothing about that.
The pip drop.
As you all follow Pip through a variety of different alleyways and
most use anyone has ever gotten out of a background. Holy cow!
True.
Fucking Sage sucks.
It doesn't. You've gotten answers from it.
We have indeed used it to effect in the past.
As you all follow Pip and Copper across the city towards the stock market, and you come to a smattering of buildings surrounding a single large building, kind of in the center. This complex swarming with people. Pip, Copper, don't think either one of you have ever been here for any reason. There's never any good food here, and the pickpocketing is light. As you all come into the space, how are you going to find James? What's the plan here?
There was no info on the thing. Just go talk to James at the fucking stock market, right?
Yep, go talk to James at the stock market, and he's a devil.
So Harold will go to the middle of...
He's a devil.
Okay.
Harold will go to the middle of the stock market and just jump up and go, "To protect the world from devastation," and just wait to see who finishes the line. And that's James.
I leave.
No.
I leave the game.
Is there like a
I just quit.
Like a
So there's a central building, and there are roughly 10 buildings surrounding it.
I'll go to the central one. It's like, I mean, obviously they got to know where everybody is, right?
Do we see a lot of devils in the area?
There are a smattering of them. Most of the people here are all carrying different different sized briefcases. All of them are dressed immaculately. You can see a few handfuls of humanoids that are kind of dressed nicely with long tentacles going across their faces. As you can see, mind flayers walking in small pods, going from building to building, carrying a variety of different papers. The majority of this crowd is made up of mind flayers, a handful of like humans, half orcs, a lot of elves are down here. There are gnomes that are currently standing, like as you get closer to that central building, you can see a couple of gnomes standing on either side of the door, trying to peek inside, standing on top of each other, trying to like look and see what's happening on the inside, but there's too much of a crowd pushing inward. As for pinning down devils specifically, there's not like full-blown devils, but there are a variety of different tieflings kind of walking in this grayscale light. This place is not artificially lit, so everything is in grayscale down here. Mac, as you're pushing through the crowd, trying to make your way through to that center building, it is a calm chaos. As each of you kind of like follow in behind Mac, this large structure on the interior gives way to a massive cylinder of glass in the center of the room, filled with liquid, bubbling softly through a variety of tubes that go out and kind of snake their way to each individual door. As you can see, a massive brain pulsing in the center of this space.
I fucking hate mind flayers. I love them, but I hate them.
From here on, like underneath each individual tube, you can see what looks like what's the word I'm looking for? Like these like holding pods, where you can see the liquid pulsing from like through that liquid into that pod into the back of a mind flayer that has like this awful purple tinge, long tentacles going all the way down to the floor as they hold on to a black staff with what looks like a small disco ball on top that floats ominously above, as the mind flayers closest are all quietly from one to the other, just like glancing and looking at each other, speaking. However, the outside edge of this mass of tentacle faces are facing outward as people yell out different orders that they are trying to make as quickly as possible, as there are large illusory screens up above each tube where you can see a series of arrows going up and down as charts flip and flop, as a variety of different tickers are being shown, as literal stocks are being traded here. I need perception checks from everybody, please.
I think just uncontrollably one of my 14 light spells just triggers.
Not quite as good as I had before, but that's an 18 for 29.
22.
It's another sub 10 for me for a 13.
Okay.
16.
10 for Copper.
Okay.
He's overwhelmed.
Anything over a 15, you begin to hear, as people are shouting, some of them are even handing over jars of small brains.
That's funny.
Whenever I say small brains, I mean like small animal brains that they probably harvested from somewhere. As you can hear other voices that are just like, yes, please, thank you so much for your service. This has been great. Thank you so much. Yep, we got that one going over there. And it's just like a constant stream of that kind of chatter coming outward from that center as they are making these deals on the fly.
You're all welcome.
Now then, specifically Harold and Mac. Unperturbed by the majority of this, on the edges, you can see small pods of, I want to say people, but that's not correct. You can see mounds of flesh undulating around individual chairs, where you can see finely dressed, red-skinned figures, all just watching from their own individual chairs. From here, you can see 7. All of them dressed a little bit differently. One has like a horn chopped off. Another one has like a long beard that kind of swirls off, that is made of horns that kind of swirl down to a tip. A couple of them have just a myriad of jewels along their ears going down and like connecting to a lip ring. It varies. That said, what would you all like to do? Welcome to the stock market.
I immediately changed the glamour on my armor to an incredibly fine suit.
Okay.
And I've got the silver briefcase in my hand.
Harold was already wearing an incredibly fine suit.
True.
Wilhelm is radiating light in a 20-foot radius. Dim light.
Radiant consumption.
Copper?
I think Copper's just looking around kind of like a little bit wide-eyed and like he's never been here before. Why would he be? And the brains and everything, it's just like he's like, I'm gross, but like this is gross, you know? This is a lot.
Pip's out of his depth, just like, this is the grossest market I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Pip, where do you think the food trucks are? Because like this seems pretty bad.
I've been to markets in the sewers, and like
they're better
this
than
is
this.
gross.
Yeah, it's not that kind of market there, but
gross.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't even see any snacks.
We should probably just go up to one of the red guys and just see if
start asking.
James.
Yep, I'm just walking. I'm right there. I'm just walking.
Is
right
there
up
an
to the front.
information desk?
Sure.
I will say Harold has probably been here before.
Okay.
I feel like Wilhelm's probably been here before, too, to talk to one of these many devils about something investigator related. I feel like people go missing at the stock exchange often.
Often is a bit of a stretch, but I can see why you would feel that way.
Oh, another janitor. Whoops. Oh,
Yeah,
that little gnome intern. He lasted 2 weeks.
I'm gonna head to the info desk.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like Harold might be a little bit familiar with this place.
Okay.
Just given that at one point before his dad probably gave up hope trying to like push him into
Say
the
your
family
dad
business.
took you on field trips.
Like when Mr. Banks takes the kids to the fucking bank, like
sure,
just like that.
So roll a history check for me then.
I get a D4 on that. Thank you, Badalkin. I'm gonna need it. All right, so that's a total of 8 on the dice, but you know me, that's a 21.
The 21. So you would know that going up to one of the demons just willy-nilly is probably or devils, I should say, is probably a really terrible idea. Many people that do oftentimes are, wouldn't say
immolated.
They walk away upset, to say the least. Some of them walk away with marks. Some of them walk away with nothing. Some of them walk away
or don't,
and then are gone afterward. So
I will steer my companions that are just going in at this headlong back towards reality.
That said, going to the information desk will oftentimes be able to yield some semblance of help to get an audience with one of these fine fellows.
Mac has the right idea.
Yep, Mac did have the right idea. Sitting behind
a group of men asking for directions. This is the most unrealistic thing in this campaign.
Let me. This is a fantasy. This is a fantasy, Adelaide.
I don't believe it.
This is actually Chuck's wife's fantasy. Someday.
This is my fantasy.
Listen, we just got back from a very long trip. Believe me, I know what my
on which he did not ask for directions once.
So walking up to the desk, it is very small. It fits a single person. As you can see, this more feminine-leaning mind flayer standing there in like this nice blazer, and her tentacles are all kind of like gathered for the most part, neatly in place. She adjusts a pair of glasses as you all approach, as you guys feel the tickle of something in your minds for a moment. Hello, what can I do for you all?
Yes, I represent a couple of interested parties, and I've been sent here to speak with one James, please. Could you either make an appointment or at least point me in the right direction to where I can speak with him?
Hold, please. You can see the tentacles kind of like begin to writhe ever so slightly, as you can see a couple of other people a couple of other mind flayers nearby begin to writhe in unison, kind of communicating back and forth as the head kind of tilts, one of the eyes looks over in that direction. Unfortunately, all of his current appointments are filled up for the day. You might be able to get in tomorrow if you sign up now.
Could you tell him that... sorry.
Do you have an express pass from Carl? They're a referral
could
from
you
Carl.
Perhaps let him know this has to do with the CV account.
And I'll kind of just pull out that one business card that I have.
Hold, please.
Not give it to her, just...
Unfortunately, his appointment book is full for the day. If you'd like to go and speak with him, he will not retaliate in any way unless you take aggressive action otherwise.
What constitutes aggression? Actually, just out of curiosity, like at 6 or 7 fireballs.
Hold, please.
No.
Cast calm emotions on Wilhelm.
That was a joke. That was a joke. That was an above-table joke.
They are immune to fireballs.
Of course they are. Everything's immune to fire in this goddamn campaign.
Yeah, did you notice that?
Except for my friends.
Talking to devil.
Yep. Just don't be aggressive. Be somewhat compliant to his will, and you'll be fine.
Presumptuous. I mean, did something about me?
Well, no, the thing is, I think is because we're here on business during business hours.
Things are just like igniting, like little flames are just igniting around Wilhelm.
There's like a little,
ma'am.
There's like a little fire mephit that's right behind JD going, be aggressive, aggressive.
Could you tone it down just a little bit? Because you're making my mucus start to like evaporate.
Ma'am, I would like to make an appointment to see James tomorrow, please.
Want to talk to him tomorrow? You seemed like you were in a bit of a rush. You can go talk to him now. Just make it short.
I just think that maybe this isn't necessarily a short conversation. I think I would be better served to have more of his time.
He might just need to give you like a note.
Maybe.
Yeah, but it's James. We'll have this conversation now. Let's do it.
Maybe I can approach him. I'm just, I'm pretty unassuming.
It's okay. I have gifts. We can give him gifts.
Maybe Pip and I go. We're friendly.
It's fine.
So you say you're unassuming, but I've already told him that you're going to be on your way here very shortly because it's very much
I would not want to make you look bad. That's embarrassing for you and.
Well, that's the thing about being in a hive mind that most people don't understand is that this is all information that's being like live fed to other people over there nearby, and just like
not disturbing at all. Not at all. It's perfectly natural. Yeah.
It's actually fantastic. So, you should consider joining us one day.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
We have Sharamorphosis programs.
Is that verbal consent?
I'm going to
pamphlet
slide. I'm going to slide a 20. I'm going to slide a 20 gold note across there as a tip. Thank you very much. If we have to come back and make an appointment, I'll see you in a minute.
She pulls a pamphlet from like nearby and goes,
"Please be sure to check out our Sharamorphosis programs if you're interested at all in becoming one of us."
Yeah, absolutely. Of course.
I'm so curious how that works.
Yeah,
it's the second
we don't have to get into it right now.
That thing is lit into flames and turned it
out. You gotta sign up for the timeshare seminar, and then you can get a free trip to Disney World.
Can you
once it's over?
Can you point us toward which one James is of those 7 very large, imposing gentlemen?
Yeah. And she points. Golly, she points off. She points off in the direction you can't. It's wild. There is a figure sitting on a chair that is
having problems with it.
Yeah. Anyway, he is sitting on a chair, like lazily, leg up. You can see the suit is a fine kind of charcoal gray. His horns are both shorter than most of the rest, and his hair is like pulled and slicked back. The top button is open wide, and there is no tie on this figure, but you can see a myriad of gold chains just like dangling around his neck. She points over there and just says, "Yeah, Kim, just go say hi. Don't touch the lemurs, yo."
No. What?
Lemurs?
The lemurs. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Lemurs. Yeah. I'll start walking over.
Don't touch the tiny, cute little monkeys.
Why would anyone touch them? What, like?
I'm just saying, people are stupid. Until you join the hive mind.
I'm walking toward him.
Okay.
15 minutes should save you 100% of your future conversations.
It's true. It's true. Do you know how much work it took for us to evolve to actually have like the common word from our tongues? It's awful. Lamprey mouths are not meant to have this kind of syllable.
Damn it.
As you all.
Wow.
I can't. As you all
Adelaide's over here like, I willingly stream with these people. What the
I know, right?
There's so much regret, you know? Every day.
We tell you the stench is never going to leave. And
I
we were
wake up
serious.
and I dread Monday coming. It's
Yep.
good.
Why do you think I took a month off?
Oh, God.
And then one of us came and harassed you at Dragon Con anyway.
Oh, my God.
I love this group. As you traverse the crowds over to this figure, they almost begin to split around you, kind of giving you a bit of a kind of almost a pathway to this guy. And he doesn't even acknowledge you as you approach. There's a bit of a dais situation here where you can see that he's like up by a good 1.5 feet over everybody else, looking out over the top. Large mounds of gurgling flesh just sit there. Does anybody speak Infernal or Abyssal?
Ooh,
Let me check.
I'm
of course not.
shocked
Jesus.
if Wilhelm doesn't.
I can
I,
say without
of
checking. I
course,
don't.
speak Infernal and Abyssal.
Of course you
I
do.
just choose to ignore what they're saying.
It is, as you all are approaching, the Lemirs are speaking to him in Infernal and Abyssal mixed, saying,
It's like Spanglish, but
you've got company. They're almost here, and it's just like redundancy over and over and over again, keeping an eye out for this fellow apparently named James.
I will not step onto the dais. I'll walk up to it. Won't touch any of the immersion. Excuse me, Mr. James. I've been sent to talk with you briefly from one Miss Vapor.
He watches a long, thin tail kind of snaps out from the side underneath the chair for a second. Mm-hmm.
I was just wondering if you knew what that was about.
Why do you think I know what that's about?
I don't know. She asked me to come speak with you. So maybe it has to do with certain attempts at hostile takeovers or something of the sort.
He smiles, an incredibly toothy smile. Now you know I'm all about that kind of situation.
That's what I was guessing. Would it be better if I make an appointment to come speak with you tomorrow, or perhaps when you're off work, we could go nearby to a nice quiet place and have a chat?
Oh, there's no need to worry about waiting. He looks over at one of the mind flayers, cocks his head. You can see the tentacles begin to as it communicates off in the distance. I think I just had a slot open up. Why don't you join me on up here? What was your name, son?
My name is Ulysses Belmont, but you can call me Mac.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Ulysses Belmont.
Thank you, sir. And your name was James?
Just James. The rest of your friends gonna come up here too, or is it just you?
Oh no, we're all part of the same investigative services, Weatherford Hole investigative services, to be exact.
I knew I recognized that name for some reason. And he kind of finally uncrosses his legs and leans forward onto his knees, crossing his fingers. You can see the claws kind of like almost piercing the skin on the back of his hands. So, Tell me what you got.
Well,
What are you looking for?
I've been hired as a retainer for Mrs. Vapor. Apparently, I'm here to investigate if, maybe you have some information on other individuals of, shall we say, different scales, trying to make a move on things.
Give me just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
He leans back, snaps a couple times, and it's as if the world around you is silent. Now that we have a little privacy.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Tell me.
Are we in that cone of silence, or are we? Did we?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, you all are. Like it encompasses you all.
Like, I'm immediately glancing over to Wilhelm and Harold when this happens, just like.
And you can see the mind flares around this space have begun to almost make a guarded off area around whatever sphere of silence is here.
Yeah, Wilhelm steps up. The lyrics change to
My
Latin.
mom's betrayed me, and all of my friends are dead. This is good. Good day for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that Latin choir just starts playing somewhere in the back, and
hold on, I've got
light shedding in all directions. Well, good. I
Really
don't want
quick.
to have to mince any words.
Really quick, Harold will try to cast just some easy to conceal minor version of prestidigitation in order to make sure he can cast magic in this space, or see if he can't.
What school of magic is prestidigitation?
I believe it's duplicate. No, it's transmutation.
Transmutation? It does.
I don't like the way you framed that question. I polymorph, James.
It's just kind of glance around. It's like, that's a handy trick, sir.
You'll learn all sorts of tricks of the trade whenever you've been in it as long as I have. So tell me, what kind of business seems to be the issue these days up there on the hill?
Seems that the Red Knight is trying to move in on the White Queen, if you get my sense. And
that's a tale as old as time.
Yeah, but not when the Red Pawns are stealing the eggs.
And not when the Weatherford Hole investigative services has been called to take care of the problem, yeah?
Yeah, it seems the Red Knight's making some pretty heavy moves in this turf war. I was wondering if you just got a little bit more info on maybe him or the move-ins or anything else that's going on.
It's time for the mountain to get a little lighter.
That's a good way to put it.
Wider.
Temporarily.
Of course.
Technically speaking, I think we're looking to make the mountain a little bit red.
But I would figure that maybe it would.
Aside, you guys
yes, we're going to kill the dragon. Yeah, we're all in a silent circle here. No one can hear us. We're going to kill the dragon.
You understand that people can read lips, right? Like that's a thing that often happens in places like this.
That's why I'm looking at you directly.
I appreciate it.
So, yeah. I mean, tit for tat, if you got any information about that, I do. I'm giving you some information that a destabilization may occur and that some clients may want to start selling while the selling is good.
Well, now that's what we call insider trading. That's illegal.
However, I don't think that's too much of a problem for gentlemen like you.
Oh, now you're just being offensive.
I'm sorry.
I followed the law to the letter every time.
Yeah, this whole thing is just a little bit out of my ken, to be honest.
Yeah, so you see, Mac, what happens is they pay to have the laws changed so that it doesn't affect them. So if there is one that they want to skirt around, they line some pockets and all of a sudden they can skirt around it.
That's not all we do, but sometimes that is the method that we employ.
All right.
So I'm assuming that she probably sent you down here to talk to me about some outfitting.
Absolutely.
Maybe some semblance of reconnaissance.
That'd be good. I did a little from what I could from the balcony of the casino, and that ain't a lot, to be fair.
Well, considering you didn't get underneath that mountain and into his lair as well, I imagine you're probably going in a bit more naked than you think you are.
Yeah.
So, now then, first things first, you're going to need to know a little bit about the fella that you're going for.
I know Kwai Long, something Ember, and he's like kind of a brash asshole. Tends to, deal in his own casino a lot to take
calling him a
advantage
brash
of
asshole is a bit of a stretch. He is a jerk from time to time, but he's fun to play cards with.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm getting this all from one point of view, so I appreciate the other.
He is a very, very effective businessman. That's about all there is to it. The fellow's got all sorts of houses all over this town.
Really?
Similar to yours, truly. However, the problem is that he is a greedy sonbitch. So, if you can find a way to make him want something more than what he's going for now, and catch him tripping on the way up, you might have a chance.
Oh, you mean show him a couple nice hole cards and then kind of smack him on the river? All right.
At least.
Yeah. I can see what's going on. Well, what's he like? Like, what does he enjoy?
Oh, he enjoys making people feel stupid.
Ain't honestly too hard for me.
I've noticed.
Hey.
You're wiser than you give. You're wiser than you give yourself credit for, son. Now then, as for outfitting, how many of you in your little crew here know how to handle a firearm?
No, that'd be me.
I don't know how.
Technically, most of us do.
Yep. Everybody knows how to at least, mechanically speaking, everybody should be able to wield at least a pistol.
Yeah, point and click, yeah. I mean, I'm the specialist, but we all got, stuff in our back pocket.
It's my Rudy Tooty aim and shooting.
What else are you all good at? Like you, and he kind of like nods at you, Copper. What do you do?
Normally I find stuff, but I'm pretty interested in blowing something up lately.
That's an interesting turn of phrase. I don't know that I'm going to give you something to blow up.
Okay.
But finding something could potentially be in your favor. Because if you can find his scales, you'll find where he sleeps.
Scale. This is what the notepad's for, right?
So good. I'm so proud of this
moment. That's got to be absolutely disappointing.
Furiously.
To see that. Oh, right, the notebook, and everyone's like, "Good job, good job." He's like, "We're so boned."
And you, Froggy Boy, what's your name, son?
My name's Pip.
Pip.
Yep.
What do you do?
I disappear, and then show up when you don't like me to.
You're gonna have a hard time doing that down inside his bedroom, considering it's very well lit. Good luck. You can find a way to get out of there and not be seen going in. You'll be better off.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't cast a shadow. What?
You've seen his bedroom?
Me?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of bedrooms.
I bet.
Oh, it is over. Oh yes, I'm of a pray and spray kind of guy.
And you, Blue Boy, you look awful smart. One of them Vidalkins, right? Actually, you look an awful lot like a Johnson. Are you a Johnson?
Yes.
Tell me you're Harry.
I prefer Harold, thank you.
It's a pleasure to finally meet you, son.
And just he's asking us what we do, but like this is not why Harold's doing it. He just anytime someone calls him Harry, there's just a little bit of just lightning that crackles up one arm, down the other, and then a little bit of fire that jumps from one hand to the other. Just getting let out.
You got a little bit more spunk than your brother.
Yes. Well, dearest, Dick Johnson is not exactly he's not exactly the sharpest of
all
us
of you
in our family.
dicks. Anyway, so what exactly do you do, son? I see a little bit of magic in your veins, but what else do you do? You just studying it, or what do you do, son?
I like kind of pull out the spell book briefly and put it back into its pouch.
Easy enough. Easy enough. And you, the one that has a bit of a warmth to his smile.
That's when Mac takes a small step back.
I'm good.
Just kind of like opening up, like,
Yeah. Harold
What'd you
cast
say,
mage
Jacob?
armor on himself.
I said I'm good.
Oh, aren't we all? Doesn't mean you can't tell me what you do.
I punch things. And I guess.
And you guess. Are you the smart one of the group? That's impressive.
You know,
considering
listen,
that
sir.
was-
I am. You are. I think it is very clear about the armaments that we have. You are asking questions that are irrelevant in this circumstance. You're trying to arm us.
Mhm.
We need to go fight a.
Just
fire
because
dragon.
you're carrying around a spell book doesn't mean you know how to use it correctly. Just because your friend here is carrying around his gun doesn't mean that he's the sharpest shot here. For all you know, for all I know, he's over here shooting it and magic comes out the tip of that shit. I don't know.
It's bullets.
It's better to
it's
have
bullets.
clarity. Thank you, son. It is. Thank you.
No problem.
You see, my questions have merit. I don't know you all from the spit underneath my foot.
That's a shame. You get to know us, it gets even worse.
Sure it does.
But no, I am. Yes, I think you have. I'm guessing you have a very good understanding. But yes, I heal, and I.
God damn Natalie.
I know he's fine. I know he's fine. I know he got a big dick. I know it.
A big devil dick. It's like
Demonic forearm.
It's gonna fucking snake. It's gonna snake
It's
mouth
gonna
on the end
it's
of it.
gonna barb on the
You know what? You just better be happy Beta ain't here right now.
Oh man.
I don't know. He knew how much spunk Harold's brother had, and he's seen a lot of bedrooms.
I think
Anyway.
Wilhelm might be more his type than Beta.
You'd be surprised. Now that
I don't know how to answer that. I light things on fire. Yes.
that is a good thing to know. Now you heal things, you light things on fire, and you punch them. I know more about you than I know more about Pip. You said you disappear and then you show up when you need to.
Okay, I also stick him with the pointy end. I don't know.
That is the Crystal Vapor's adopted son. I would address him with a bit of respect.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah.
If
That
it
wasn't
was,
necessarily what I wanted to lead with, but
I was surprised too.
He sizes you up, Pip, and he catches every inch of you.
My pants aren't that tight, but okay.
Sometimes the smallest of us have the most surprises in them.
That tells me a lot more about you than you think it does.
Cool.
Well, regardless, yeah. How about you? And he flicks a hand out, and as he does, a card appears in his hand, like from a lick of flame, and he hands it off to whoever's going to take it. You're going to go down here to the Go down near the junkyard. Check out my can list for me. It'll get you suited up with a handful of different things.
Wait, did you just mention McCandless, my friend McCandless?
You're friends with McCandless? How do you know McCandless? That old
I literally cautiously and slowly pull out one of my revolvers and go, this is his handiwork. He's been fucking dealing with me for like 30 years.
Oh, hot shit. That old boy's got all sorts of stuff going on, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. No, he's a great guy.
He'll probably help you out with a handful of different things. I mean, I got a couple other stores around town if you need to get into some other equipment to get you in and out quietly if you're trying to go in and out quietly. However, it's not going to solve your entire problem just killing a dragon. You understand that, right?
No, I understand that, but I think if we remove him, then Mrs. Vapor will, I think, help with the rest of it.
I don't think you understand the amount of power vacuum that's going to create up there on that hill. Somebody's going to have to fill it. Because, let me tell you now, your grandmother, Pip, it's too big for her britches.
Well, maybe someone with a little bit more respect will move into the position. And understand.
I think it ought to be someone with a little bit more pep in their step, a little bit more fire in their fingertips. You know what I'm saying?
Well, not to be a spokesperson for the party involved, but it will be...
I'm not interested in running a casino, if that's what we are getting at.
No, you ain't got enough pep in your step.
No. I will...
A school child all excited.
I will make a very strong point of who helped us and who did not. If you catch my drift, friend.
Make persuasion check.
Okay. This I can do.
In character.
He says that in character.
Can I help?
Sure.
We do have it on strong authority that she does reward those that help her.
Honestly, I could
care with advantage? Cool.
Which one of you
takes
over this vacuum? As long as
persuasion?
Stop disappearing.
18 total. Rolled a 16 plus 2. Or the highest was a 16 plus 2.
Well, I'm glad you understand what my drift is. And I'm pushing in your direction. Now, I need you to understand. I think we ought to have a bit more of a conversation outside of work hours this evening if you got the time for it. Tell you what. Why don't you give me a room? And give me a gold note. And well, actually, hold on. I'd change my mind. And he pulls out his blazer for a second, reaches inside, and he pulls out a chain. Just a simple silver chain. Why don't you wear this?
Kills us with it.
Why don't you wear this? Don't care who it is.
Will you tell us what it is first?
It's a way I can find you.
Harold reaches out and grabs it.
Thank you. Make sure you wear that, and I'll be sure to find you whenever I need to find you.
Well, in case we're separate, I pull out a card, Weatherford Hole, with my rune on it, and fold it on the back as a 10 note, and hand it.
Oh, there's no need. I know the number.
No, that's my direct line.
Interesting. He takes it, puts it away into his other pocket. Now, tell me, how's Weatherford? How's he doing these days? How's he faring?
Not good, but hopefully better soon.
What about his old friend? What was his name?
120 degrees.
Tristan?
Tristan.
I take a step back and just kind of look at Wilhelm and just very, very gently shake my head.
Tristan was unfortunately killed
No wonder I haven't heard from him in quite some time.
Yeah, it's a sore subject around the office.
I'm sorry.
And I'd like to insight check and see if he actually needed to ask about that.
Sure.
Or if I believe that he didn't know. 18 on the die. I am on fucking fire today. I've rolled under 10 once.
Rub it in.
That's
Yeah, but you roll under 10, it's still like a 29.
I just know which skill checks are my forte, and I stay away from the rest of them. But that's gonna be a total of 25.
Looking at his face, checking his demeanor, he's impossible to read.
He's a devil. I mean, yeah.
Well, if you're ever interested in a nice place, good lasagna, and pretty stiff drinks, Larry's ain't so bad. We've all actually been known to be around there.
Why?
Keep that in mind. Thank you so much there, Ulysses.
Now, please.
Now then.
Come back.
I probably won't. I like names.
Yeah, I know you do, and I'm beginning to understand why. Damn it. Walk right into that every time.
Now then, unfortunately, I have to get back to business at some sooner rather than later. But would you kindly acquiesce? We'll speak again later this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't want to take this much time, but I do appreciate it. Thank you very much, James, and I'm glad we can see eye to eye on these things.
Oh, and if you're looking for a potential vacation spot, perhaps if you play a little music, there's a place called Georgia you might find wonderful. Just 3 shaking heads in my fucking screen.
Yes, if you find yourself in the Feywild, it's south of Canada.
Just kind of step back, like, thank you kindly, and hope to see you soon. Talk about some more financial arrangements.
Naturally.
Mm-hmm. Next.
Thank you for your time.
It's a pleasure getting to meet all of you. I'll be speaking
you
with
too.
you real soon.
Harold fashions a he takes the chain off his pocket watch and affixes the chain he just got instead.
And I think that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
As it detonates in Harold's hand.
Thank you guys so much for joining us for Sinner's Dream. I hope you all have enjoyed yourselves thus far.
Just another evil entity to be in the fucking pocket of, man.
Oh, I didn't hear bracelet. I only heard chain. Just like, okay. Okay.
Damn, Adelaide.
Okay, Adelaide.
I'm sorry.
That's exactly.
I didn't hear the bracelet part. I just heard chain. I'm like, why is he giving y'all a chain? Okay.
Leash was probably accurate.
Dixon stones may break my
Anyway, thank you guys for joining us for Sinner's Dream thus far. I hope
50 Shades of Equity over here.
And we will.
Lord.
Wow.
Wow. Check out Foundry, where you heard most of our roles come from tonight. Check out Forge to host your Foundry on. Dice Envy, which, you've got a couple more minutes to get in your last minute dice entry for the dice giveaway at the end of the month. Thank you so much to Tabletop Audio, Midnight Syndicate, all of it. Veda, Adelaide, roll me a d20.
You got it.
If ever there was a fucking time, right, for a Solar to possess me and just start fucking wreaking havoc, why not now? Why not here?
Because even he knows not to destabilize the entire economy of a city.
Yeah, right?
A make-believe
Not
city.
that stupid.
He's trying to destroy the city. I mean,
What'd you get, Adelaide?
A 15.
15.
Deep.
We're going deep.
We're going
today. Which apparently so does James. But
So does James.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Man, God, this was a lot tonight. This was a lot.
I mean,
Yeah,
you're the
it
one that
was.
did the southern accent and the sexy.
Yeah,
demon
you
man.
literally made him hot.
You made
him hot.
claws.
Okay.
And
The devil.
You literally like
He's either
you
gonna
made
be
him.
You
You
said
made
the
him
word.
McConaughey. Like
no, Potbelly's
he's
still
got
hot. It's
two
fine.
horns.
It's hot.
He's got 2 horns. That's so horny.
you
Adelaide really just can't help it. You made him a devil. How dare you?
You made Dad bod Matthew McConaughey. And
Yeah,
you didn't expect...
that's it. I'm done. Sold. Love Matthew McConaughey. That's it.
You gave him a whip-like tail.
JD,
Come on,
say
that's
it,
mad.
Has James been driving
No,
a
you did
Lincoln
this to
longer than
yourself.
anyone's been paying him to drive a Lincoln?
All I needed was like the Texas whistle. That's it. You know.
No, you did this to yourself.
Woo. Lord of mercy.
Anyway,
The only way that could have been more McConaughey is if you'd been like, all right.
There's no good people in this city for us to talk
There's
to.
not.
Ever.
There's not.
There's not.
I should recognize that.
Not
I don't
even
know what's the
you.
good people in the
I'm
real
stealing
world
that
that
true
I can
resurrection
talk to,
soul.
so-
I'll scroll. I'm bringing Tristan back to life. Me and him, we're just gonna be just gonna fucking Cassidy and Sundance. We're just gonna. I'm joining the
It's
blue
cute.
streak. I'm out.
It's cute.
We're
how
going.
you
We're
think
going to
Chuck
North.
won't ruin Tristan.
North Foundry.
Right. Chuck will
Right.
ruin him too. Like fucking.
Yeah.
We all
It's
got
cute.
secrets. Anyways, North Foundry is where we're headed. Thank you,
We're
everyone.
going to Norse Foundry? Jesus.
Join us on Thursday for Plastic Cougar, Sunday for Curse of Strahd, and then, of course, see you next Monday for A Sinner's Dream.
Maybe.